3.
With amendment.
Okay. Any seconder?
Seconded.
All right. It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda with amendment. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Jalo. Good. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I don't have to go through the statement again. I think last time you were here, this statement. Yes, just to confirm that you were here last time, we will still have to administer the oath for you before you can take your testimony. Yeah. So, Secretariat, can we administer the oath for him? Oh, but that was. All right, that's fine. Mr. Jalo, okay, that one is all right. Council?
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Council, I think we'll proceed with the witness. We don't need to do introduction. I think we've been here last week with him.
Yes.
So we can proceed as to, I don't know what the witness has to say, but you can.
Yes, we can just remind the witness of his oath.
Exactly.
But if the chair can just repeat the statement that is read out to all witnesses. As a reminder.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to do. But I just wanted to go straight to the person, which says he is reminded that you are still under oath and pursuant to the provision of the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. It constitutes contempt of the National Assembly to knowingly withhold, misrepresent, or conceal any information relevant to the committee's work. But also, you are pleased to advise that in accordance with parliamentary privilege, any statement or testimony you provide before this committee shall not be used against you in any court of law, except in case of perjury, where it is proven that you knowingly or deliberately provided false information under oath. I think the witness is reminded that you are still under oath. We will proceed with the testimony. Counsel, thank you.
Yes, Honorable Chair. Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Jal. Honorable Chair, before the sitting started, the witness had made a request to the legal team to be given a small moment that there's something he wants to say to the committee.
Okay, granted. That's fine. We can listen to him.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I crave the indulgence of the Honorable panel to respectfully make the following corrections to the certain answers I gave during my first appearance. One is regarding the coordination meeting at the Ministry of Justice. I previously stated that Mr. Modu Musa Sise was the one who attended that meeting on behalf of the Sheriff Division. But my attention has been called to the fact that instead it was the Sheriff himself who attended the coordination meeting and later nominated Modu Musa Sise to be part of the task force. Number two is the chairmanship of that particular meeting. Initially, I stated that I could not recall who chaired the meeting. However, under pressure during the proceedings, I felt compelled, to provide an answer, and inadvertently assumed that role myself. It's now clear that that meeting was chaired by the Solicitor General and not myself. Now, the invitations to the same meeting, those invitations to the same meeting were, of course, the answer was given in, because an answer was sought and must be presented. In any event, it has now been brought to my attention that the invitations to the meeting were issued by Barrister Ta. Barrister Ta is a legal counsel at the Ministry of Justice. So it wasn't me actually. And as I said, this has been a long time, so those small things can elude you. And that meeting was a very short meeting for that matter. And we were all invited, all the receivership were present, and we took notes as, just for our own consumption. The last one is regarding the receivership remuneration. For the information of this honorable panel, the work I did not receive a coin for what I did. I did all this work, whatever I did, and this was, of course, this is for the records. And I wish to say clearly that I did not receive any payment for the role I played in this receivership. To the best of my knowledge, no member of the task force received any remuneration either. I make these clarifications in light of Honorable Mbo's comments regarding our coverage. So for all the period, for all the troubles that I went through, whatever, it was without a pay. And in some instances, it is my own resources I used, throughout the period, my own vehicle, my own car is what I used. I had a small Toyota Starlet. It's one of the smallest vehicles in traffic at the time. That was the one I was using because, that was what I had at the time. So of course, I'm grateful for the opportunity given to make these clarifications. Thank you. Thank you, Council.
All right, Honorable Chair, does the committee want to comment on this before we proceed?
Yes. Let me consult. All right. Thank you, Mr. Jallo.
Thank you.
Then on the final note, I think the committee accept the apology, of course the clarification rather. But also I personally have to remind you that you are always on the oath. When you are speaking on the chair, whatever you are telling the committee, you must be aware that you are on the oath, and then you must ensure that you are truthful in whatever you are saying. That is important, because then the committee will be in the dark. We didn't know exactly what happened. You would have taken that perhaps Modu Musa that you have mentioned must have attended that meeting, and that is false. So yeah, you take care of your utterance, perhaps to know exactly what you're going to say before you utter anything. If you don't know, tell us that you didn't know, but please avail us the opportunity to give us information that is accurate for this committee, okay?
If I may say something, the reason being, if an answer is sought and it must be provided, and you state that you cannot remember, and that becomes a problem. Now, how do you manage that? So this is the situation here. So as we said, I am comfortable with saying I don't remember if I don't remember, because already you are on oath. So if you cannot remember, it's best you say you cannot remember than to say something which definitely is just for the need to provide an answer. So I think that is why some of those things happen.
So it will be better for you to tell us, perhaps you will go and find out the information for the committee than to say, I don't remember. Because if you don't remember...
Well, I see that it's becoming a common denomination, and people are not happy with that.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is that this has been, a while now, and obviously, naturally, human beings,
That's fine. That's fine.
Yes,
That's fine.
please.
We have taken note of your apology, your clarification.
Thank you,
That
please.
is
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you.
Yes, Council. I think that's okay.
Yes, Honorable
We can
Chair.
proceed.
Very well. Mr. Jalo,
Yes, please, Council.
you've been reminded that you're still on the oath.
Thank you.
Yes, so we can now get into your testimony.
Thank you.
But before we do that, the
Thank you.
committee had ordered at the last sitting when you were here that you should take the time, I'm giving you 24 hours, I believe, to go and look for any other documents that you have in your custody, or even go to the Ministry of Justice and request for copies of the memos that you referred to in your testimony. And you were also tasked to look for as well correspondences and provide correspondences between you and the Commission. You submitted documents, and there's a cover letter, and in the cover letter you stated you've attached a report from the Honorable Sheriff summarizing the sale of the livestock, a copy of the relevant bank statement, and a list of buyers and the corresponding amounts. These are the only 3 documents that you have provided to the committee. However, the chair had urged you, and I had urged you as well, to check the records. Perhaps you will find correspondences between you and the Commission of Inquiry, but we've not seen any of those letters here.
You want my response?
Yes, please.
I have stated during my first appearance that I don't have any correspondences between me and the Janneh Commission. I report to the Honorable Attorney General, and all my correspondences were, of course, addressed to the Solicitor General, and then the Attorney General maybe, in copy. So I don't communicate with the Janneh Commission. But what I suspect regarding the first report I uttered when we first visited Faratu and Banjulunding is that maybe they have given the copy as it were to the Commission, instead of sharing its content with them or photocopying it and sharing it, when maybe they have given the Commission the copy itself, forgetting to keep it in the file kept at the Central Registry. That might have been the reason why that particular report, cannot be traced. But the Commission, of course, used that report for whatever decisions they arrive at, in that process. But the others, I traced them. Thank you.
So you're once again confirming that you've never written any letter to the Commission of Inquiry?
Definitely, I cannot remember. Quite frankly, I cannot remember writing any letter to the Commission of Inquiry. I cannot remember, because all my correspondences were addressed were within the Ministry of Justice. If I have done that, I really cannot remember, and anyone who has it, you may please remind me, but definitely I cannot remember, quite frankly.
Honorable Chair, before we get into the witness's testimony, can we perhaps mark the documents that he submitted? Yes. His photocopying is quite faded, and these are even already documents that the committee already has, but maybe we can mark them in bulk as, yeah, it's very faded. They're just 3 documents. Honorable Chair, these documents were already submitted by the Office of the Honorable Sheriff and also the former Sheriff, Justice B. TABALLY.
Council,
Also, these documents are in MOJ 8F3, so 8F3.
8F3.
Yeah, but just to take them as it is, the copies the witness have provided not very legible.
Okay.
But if you can just mark them as AJS, as for supplementary documents.
All right. I think members, do you get it in the book? We have it in 8F3.
Yes.
MOJ 8F3, yeah?
These are documents the Attorney General already submitted.
Yes, all of them. 8F3,
F3.
is there. The photocopy is not clear, but we can. Yes. What's the marking?
AJS.
Thank you.
It's MOJ 8F3. It's in the white, the big binding. No. It's the one that says vehicle assessment and valuations. Yes. So, Honorable Chair, if I need to make reference to these documents, we would just refer to 8F3 since it is more legible. 8F3. May I continue? Thank you. Mr. Jallo, now that you've stated you've not written to the commission, is there any chance that apart from the commission that you also wrote letters perhaps to the Gambia Armed Forces? Any other security institution in the country? Please remember to turn the mic on.
Yes, I put it off. I didn't realize. Council, no, I really did not write any letter to the armed forces. If I have, it might be only the notices that were previously served. Because some of the properties were occupied by members of the armed forces. So that will amount, of course, writing, to the armed forces, but not per se to the institution itself, but to individual occupants of those properties. So if that is interpreted to write into the armed forces, then that is exactly what it is. But to the institution as the armed forces, honestly speaking, I cannot remember if I have done so. I cannot remember. But,
And not even to the Chief of Defense Staff? If not the Army, not the police, maybe to the Chief of Defense Staff, any other security?
If I have done so, maybe it would be a letter I might have written to have access to certain places, but I cannot also remember that I have written to them. I don't remember. I know that there was a visit I made to the Kotu garage, the big garage by the Kotu power station.
You mean the maintenance services?
Yeah, exactly, the maintenance services. I remember going there on tour, but I'm not sure whether it was preceded by a letter of request for access. I'm not able to remember. I know I went there on a tour to see what is there. There was also another garage we visited within the Kanife municipality, but that too, I'm not sure whether I wrote any letter for access to the place. No, I don't think so. If there is any, if you remind me, that would be good, but I don't remember.
Very well. Honorable Chair, I am referring this committee to SBS C21 and its attachments.
Okay.
C21, yes. And if the Secretariat can show the witness, give a copy of SBS C21 to the witness. Honorable Chair, can I proceed? Yes. All right, maybe we give the witness a minute to take a look at SBS C21 and its attachments.
Yes. This is my own signature.
Not just your signature, your name is on it.
Yes.
Yes, and
I've
given you 2 opportunities earlier for you to just to refresh your mind.
Yeah,
and
that's correct.
were very confident in denying that.
Yeah, that's
you
correct.
never wrote a letter to the Chief of Defense Staff. You never wrote a letter to the Commission of Inquiry.
Yes, I just remember now after seeing it. It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Mr. Jallo.
It's been a long time, Council.
Mr. Jallo.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been a long time. Last week, these documents, by the way, before you came to testify last week, the committee had it. When you were leaving, we had given you, because you denied it completely last week when you were here, that you had never written to the Commission of Inquiry. Let me finish what I'm saying. That you never wrote to the Commission of Inquiry. You also insisted that the Commission of Inquiry never wrote to you. I asked you these questions today to give you an opportunity just to refresh your mind, that perhaps maybe to maybe give you an idea that the committee has this information. So, you know, when we ask you for things, it's just to give you an opportunity to ensure that you're not concealing information from this committee. Right? You were very, very confident. And if you want, we can replay the clips in which you vehemently denied ever writing to the Commission of Inquiry. You also vehemently denied that the Commission of Inquiry never wrote to you.
That's right.
This letter you're holding there, SBS C21, you're even referring to a letter that the Commission wrote to you. I just asked you, did you ever write to any security apparatus in this country? And you said no. I asked specifically, have you ever written to the Chief of Defense Staff? You said no. And you are now holding letters that you wrote to the Commission of Inquiry and to the Chief of Defense Staff. So now we the committee can now say that you intentionally concealed information from it.
No, you see, the letter I wrote, even the letter I wrote to indicate documents that I have authored, this would not be part of it. I cannot remember authoring any document to the Commission. Council, I am a human being. There is nothing to conceal in this. There is nothing that is so special in this as to conceal. I cannot remember. I could not remember writing anything to the Commission of Inquiry. I cannot, with all honesty, I cannot remember. And that is why I said, if I have done so, if one can remind me, that would be good. So I will not even trace it from the Ministry of Justice. I will not even try to look for this. I will look for the orders that I know I have interacted with. So I have forgotten this one completely. But part of this, what was conveyed, was what I have presented to you, and the internal memorandum to that effect is also attached. But I could not remember that it was also forwarded to the Commission of Inquiry. And this is my honest answer, Council.
This was not forwarded to the Commission of Inquiry. The Commission of Inquiry wrote to you requesting for information, and you replied and then attached these reports. So you cannot say, oh, I forwarded it. You did not forward it. You waited. There was a letter from the Commission of Inquiry, and then you responded to that letter and attached this report.
Okay, that is it. That is what I'm saying. So obviously it was forwarded to the Commission of Inquiry.
Mr. Jallo.
Yes, please, Council.
Mr. Jallo, you were giving ample time. The reason why you did not testify the following day, even, it was to give you an opportunity to somehow maybe joggle your memory. So now, all of a sudden, you see these letters, you remember, but you cannot remember any other things. And it's the way you deny these things that is also why it's making me think that you are intentionally concealing information from them.
Not at all.
Let me complete what I'm saying. That is making me think that you intentionally concealing information from this committee. This is last week, I remember fully when the chair is telling you, take hint from what the council is asking. That should have given you an idea that You came here and you said, before I testify, can I please have an opportunity to set the record straight? And we gave you that opportunity.
Correct.
We gave you that opportunity, and the chair also reminded you that concealing information from this committee,
Correct.
right, is not something that the committee will take lightly.
Correct.
Isn't it?
Correct.
So when I ask you these questions, maybe you should have found a better way to respond to these questions than also vehemently denying that you wrote to the commission. So now, if you're trying to say that all of a sudden you're looking at these letters,
yes,
and you remember and saying perhaps it was forwarded. It was not forwarded. You wrote and attached reports to this.
Yes.
So please, if you're trying to say that you remember or you are not sure, all of these things, I'm going to take it that you are not taking the work this committee is doing seriously.
Council, this has been 8 years. And as I said, my correspondences are mostly addressed to the Solicitor General within the Ministry of Justice. I am speaking with all honesty. I am under oath. I cannot remember, or I could not remember, that I have exchanges between me and the Commission of Inquiry. And that is why I said, if I have, I will appreciate if I am reminded. And I answered with certainty that I did not write to them, and that is because I could not remember on top of my head. There is nothing special about this as to conceal a letter that I have written to the Commission of Inquiry. And this is with all honesty. I am being honest, I am being honest. Now, to take you from what you have said, when you mentioned that, I told you that, in fact, the best place would be at the Ministry of Justice. But you can only avert your mind to those ones which you remember that you have uttered. And that is why I only try to trace those ones. But to say that I did not take the work of the Commission seriously, honestly speaking, that is not the case. I really take this seriously. And it is because of this appearance, my appearance today, I even didn't travel out of the country. I was scheduled to travel, but I decided to cancel it at the last minute just to give myself the opportunity to be heard. So
if
please,
Parliament calls, you answer.
Of course, yes.
Yes, so it's not like I want to cooperate, I cancelled my trip. Parliament
of course, yes. But I'm trying to just, take it that you assuming that I am trying to conceal information. I mean, there is nothing to conceal in this. I letter written to the Commission of Inquiry in response to whatever request they are making. So just understand that this has been a while, so I can forget. And that is why I made that strong answer to say that no, I never wrote to the Commission of Inquiry.
Perhaps let me just come in here. I think that's a confident point. Mr. Jallo.
Yes, sir.
You remember the last time when you came, you asserted that you cannot remember who chaired the meeting.
That's correct.
And when I pressed you, said you chaired the meeting. You were able to remember, you said you chaired the meeting. And today you came, you changed again, you said, oh, okay, the Solicitor General chaired that meeting.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yeah.
So for me, I think this communication that you have sent to the Commission of Inquiry is one of communication that you have sent to them. You cannot forget about that. Maybe the bulk of communication between you and the Solicitor General, you can say, okay, maybe I forgot about the communication I sent to the Solicitor. But this is just one or two communications you've sent to the Commission. Perhaps, if you tell me you forgot about that, I wouldn't take that.
Mr. Chair, it's possible.
No.
Honestly
speaking. That's not possible.
No, it's possible.
That is
Mr.
just one
Chair.
or two communications between you and them. And you know very well that you wrote to them.
I cannot remember, Honorable. Wallahi, I cannot remember.
Well,
I am being honest. I cannot remember. Even the chair of that meeting, I made it very clear that I cannot remember. But now, if you are forced to prepare an answer, you are on the pressure to say something.
No, you were not forced.
You would not have said.
No, you were not forced.
And remember, we
only ask you,
yeah,
because for us, if you initiate a meeting and you call the stakeholders to come, obviously you should be able to tell us who chaired that meeting, whether it is you or the Solicitor General. We are not interested to know whether you chaired the meeting or,
I know.
or the Solicitor General. You just tell us, okay, the meeting was chaired by the Solicitor General. We just want to have that information. Yeah, quickly.
Thank you, Honorable. Yes, please. Yes, please. Not Mr. Tabale, Mr. Marina.
How did you remember that?
From the commission itself here, there was a person who testified and made it very clear that it was Mr. Marina, not myself. But I also said,
allow me.
Can I finish?
I will ask you all the questions. Now you know that. How did you equally remember that it was the sheriff who attended the coordination meeting instead of Modu Musa?
Immediately after this meeting, Modu Musa himself called me to remind me that it was the sheriff.
How did you equally remember that the invitation to the meeting was not sent by you, but it was sent by Barista?
The person who was called to
give us the name.
The person that was Louis Prom, who was here yesterday, had said clearly that it was Mr. Ta who called him to attend the meeting.
So would it be fair to say that your clarification today was not a clarification? The committee, allow me to come. The committee received evidence that refutes the initial submission. You see, when Chair gave you the opportunity in the morning, is for you to be straightforward. It is not that we are in the dark. We only came up with a clarification yesterday because we had a very honest witness who said things the way they were. This is not for you to respond. It's just to remind you that if council asks you, answer the questions.
Thank you.
And if what happened before repeats itself, Chair will take another stand.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mr. Yaro,
yes.
Just to remind you, when it comes to the document that have been asked from you, according to your statement, you say you cannot remember. Could you remember the last time when you came here, a question was put to you with regards to the file that you were having, and when you were moved, you moved along with the file, and you said that file was your personal file, right or wrong?
Can I respond?
I'm not question, yes.
It is not a file as in a typical file. These are file copies you would want to keep to yourself.
Yeah,
but not all the documents.
No, I'm just confused. Was that right? You said so. Is it true that you said so?
That I had some.
Yes.
Yes, it's normal in practice.
Yeah, thank you.
That when you
no, it's okay. It's okay.
You keep
It's
something
okay.
to yourself.
So documents like this, these are correspondence that are coming from you.
Yeah.
That you are saying to the lead counsel.
Yeah.
I think you have been also part of your file to also keep as your own custody.
Yeah.
Because this is a letter signed by you.
Yeah.
Why are you doing the same thing with this one?
Honorable, I have been moving from one office to another, and so I can miss some of my documents. That is very highly likely.
Yeah. So, sorry, Mr. Jallo.
I have not been stable from one office to, so you can look some of those copies you kept for yourself.
You're okay. That's fine. We will hold on to that. We will allow the lead counsel to proceed. I think that will come in the discussion again. So we'll get there. Honorable, thank you. Counsel, can we proceed, please?
Sure, Honorable Chair. Thank you very much. Mr. Jallo, take a look at the attachments of SBS C21. C21.
C? Yeah, C21, yeah.
Especially the letter attached where it is addressed to the Chief of Defense Staff.
Yes. The letter too?
Yes. So now do you remember writing this letter?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Very well. I'm referring you to paragraph 13 of your statement.
Yes.
I believe Secretariat has provided you with a copy.
Yes, please.
Mr. Jallo, here, the first sentence of the that paragraph. I'll read it out. It says, I submitted my inventories to the commission and physically handed over several properties to its investigators, namely Mr. Balde.
You know this typing.
What inventories did you submit to the committee?
No,
to the commission, rather.
By virtue of this letter, the only inventory would be this, if my memory can serve, by virtue of this letter.
Mr. Jallo?
No, let me finish.
No, wait, I'm trying to guide you.
Okay.
When you gave this statement,
yes,
you have forgotten about that letter before you, isn't it?
Yeah, this one.
Yes.
Not this one.
No, both of them. You said you cannot remember ever writing. So
no.
By the time you were giving our investigators this statement,
yes,
the inventories you are referring to here cannot be what is attached to those letters, because you had forgotten about those letters, isn't it?
The addressee of this letter is what I will forget, but the letter itself, I have mentioned it, this letter. But the addressee was the issue.
Mr. Jallo.
Yes.
You said you cannot remember writing to any security apparatus.
That is what I said.
Very well.
Yeah.
And you had even forgotten that you wrote to the Commission of Inquiry.
That is correct.
Now how can you rely on these two letters and say that when you were speaking to the investigators of this committee,
yes,
this is what you were referring to? How is that possible?
You see, this writing, this typing was not done by me. This typing was done by someone else. And I can see that when they are referring, they make reference to the commission for most things. But I know it was not my own submission to say that it was to the commission I submitted. Of course, evidence has come out, but I could not remember at that material moment.
Mr. Jallo.
Yes, please.
This statement, when it was taken, you were present.
That's correct.
It was given to you to review.
That's correct.
And you signed it.
That's correct.
You are a legal practitioner with over 10 years standing.
That's
so
correct.
You know that once you signed this, you had the opportunity to review,
that's correct,
to remove or add anything to this statement that the investigators were just writing for you on your behalf.
That's correct.
Right?
That's
so that
correct.
you will be able to focus on the test, on the information you're giving them.
That's correct.
So now you cannot say that what is stated here is something that was written for you, but you
correct.
signed it.
That's correct.
So now you cannot put this, whatever this thing it is that you're thinking about, whether it's lack of clarity, I don't know, maybe you've also forgotten this, what you were referring to here. You can't place that on our investigators. They gave you this statement to sign.
I agree with you that they gave me a statement to sign, but even at the point of signing, I'm sure there is someone here. There is something even I saw, and I said, okay, since we are about to go in, let me sign, because the copy was brought to me right before we came into the hall here. So I said, okay, let's just sign and go in. I can do the applications once we are there. That was not, in fact, in respect of this paragraph. There was something else where it stated that I did not participate in any. And I said, no, I have participated in something. So, but let's just go in. Since we are about to go in, we can rectify that.
Mr. Jaro.
Yes, please. Answer.
You were giving a statement.
Yes.
This statement, it's derived exactly from what you've stated.
That's correct.
To the committee,
That's
to the
correct.
investigators.
Correct.
It's verbatim.
That's correct.
Right? So if you felt there was something to change, then you change that. You cannot come more than a week later and say that, oh, this is not what I actually intended to be here in this statement. Every witness is given an opportunity to read their statements and finalize before it is signed.
That's
and even
right.
submitted to council or the members of the committee.
That's right.
Please clarify what you meant here in this first sentence of paragraph 13. The inventories that you submitted to the Commission of Inquiry. And please do not tell us that you were making reference to what is in those letters that you could not remember until about 5-10 minutes ago.
Inventories submitted to the Commission of Inquiry. I don't know how this came about, but I know that those will be these inventories here, the ones attached here.
Please speak into the mic.
I said those will be these inventories here attached to this letter.
So you submitted those inventories to the Commission?
Yeah, by virtue of this letter, yes indeed.
Very well.
Let me just see.
Mr. Jallo, we had discussed MOJ 5A, that is the order of the High Court delivered on the 22nd of May 2017. And you were shown a copy by the Secretariat. I'm also going to refer you to MOJ 5C. It's the second order that the High Court delivered. It's dated 21st day of July 2017. It also identified assets, companies' bank accounts. These bank accounts were frozen. The companies were also put in the control and custody of Augustus Prom, thereby making it 17 companies in addition to the 14 that were given to them. This order places additional properties in the custody and control of the Registrar General. And at the time, it was you. So, Secretariat, kindly show the witness a copy of MOJ 5C and MOJ 5A as well. 5C, 5A and 5C.
Yes. Yes, Counsel.
Have you ever seen a copy of that order?
It's now becoming difficult to answer because, which you said, you don't remember, it becomes a problem. Now, the last time you asked me about this additional order.
It should not be difficult to answer the questions being asked, just be honest.
Then I said no, I was not shown this order. That is the additional order. No.
Mr. Jallo, you've never seen a copy of this order?
No, I've never seen a copy of this order. I was never saw a copy of it. In fact, I was never aware of this order. I was never aware of this order.
The Attorney General went to the High Court.
Order of the 22nd.
The Attorney General went to the High Court, made an application because it found other assets aside from the ones that
were
listed on MOJ 5A. The High Court had also provided copies of and added as annexures to its order of 22nd May. The Attorney General found other assets, made an application to the High Court and asked the High Court, requested that Augustus Prom be given the companies, the 3 other companies that were found, the bank accounts, the 6 bank accounts that they found as well to be frozen. And in paragraph 2, stated that custody of all movable and immovable assets be vested in the custody and control of the Registrar General.
That's correct.
You know, you work at the Ministry of Justice. So you're telling this committee that one, the Attorney General at the time of making this application did not, before making this application, did not speak to you about it. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah, that's correct.
Good. The Attorney General obtained this, made this application and obtained this order from the High Court and still did not inform you about it. You've also stated here that you've gone on to do exercises visiting different properties owned by the former president, from Banjul to Kombo.
Correct.
And you still were not aware of this order and the properties listed here?
No.
Mr. Jallo, are you aware that the properties you visited are listed in this annexure of the High Court?
The first order also
I'm not talking about the first one, I'm talking
about
about the second order. The contents of the second order. The properties that you visited in Banjul.
Yes.
After, with your task force.
Yes.
They're listed in this order. And
Yeah.
you somehow said you don't know about this order, but you were able to visit the properties
Yes.
listed here.
Yes.
How is that possible?
I want to be consistent with my answer. With all honesty, I'm not aware of this particular order. I'm not aware. But I know
You've
that
made
I
that
have
clear.
listed properties in Banjul.
Yes.
And our move is in respect of the force order. The force order is very clear as to what we have custody of and control. That is movable and immovable assets. And the very fact that we are aware about movable and immovable assets as well within the state of Banjul or the city of Banjul, we will definitely move on to attach them. That is what happened. But it's not informed by a subsequent order. I'm not aware, with all honesty, that there was a subsequent order. I only worked in accordance with the first order. And the first order made it very clear that we have custody and control of movable and immovable assets. Council.
You only did work with regards to the fourth order.
Indeed.
But you have also stated here that you never saw the annexures of the fourth order.
Yeah, well, I cannot
So
remember, honestly speaking.
no, I'm telling you, you stated here last week that you never saw a copy of the annexures of the High Court's order of 22nd May 2017. Isn't it, that is what you told the committee?
Yeah, the first day I came.
You
Yeah,
still
but-
stand by that?
No,
That
I don't stand by that. And I think I met you to say, yes, I can remember interacting with this particular one, if you can remember.
Mr. Jallo,
Yeah.
state it on the record.
I saw it.
You've seen annexure 2.
Yeah, I saw it.
Sorry, the whole annexure of MOJ 5.
Yeah, MOJ5.
You are now correcting your
Yeah,
statement.
yeah.
Very well. So maybe we will give you a little bit of time. Take a look at the annexure of MOJ 5C and read the entire order. Honorable Chair, I'm proposing we give the witness, rather than flipping through the document, let him take 3 to 5 minutes and just read the entire document, please.
Thank you. That's granted. That's all right.
You mean the order itself?
Yes, the order from the first page to the last page. Please, we're giving you 5 minutes. You can take it and read the document.
So let's go straight to the order where it stated that upon hearing...
Mr.
the-
Jallo, you don't have to read it for us.
Oh, okay. I thought
MOJ
you-
5C.
Okay, I thought you would
Yes,
say that.
you
now.
can read it for us. You can even turn your mic off.
Yeah.
We give you 5 minutes to read the entire document in detail. Don't just flip through. You read the entire order?
Yeah, the entire order, I have read it.
You've taken a look at the attachments? The annexures attached to the order. It's 3 pages.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
You can take a look very well.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I've seen them.
You done?
Yeah.
Very well. So, Mr. Jal,
Yes.
are you still certain that you have never seen a copy of this order?
With all honesty, no.
You've never seen it?
No, I've never seen it. With all honesty, I've never
You've
seen
never seen the annexure of this order?
it. No, this one I did not see.
You also did not see.
Yeah,
So are you telling this committee that the Attorney General applied for this order, obtained it?
21st July 27.
Do you need more time?
The order I have is 22nd, not 21st.
Secretariat, can you please show the witness MOJ 5C? He's saying
MOJ
he's
5 says, yeah.
He's looking at MOJ 5A.
Yeah.
This MOJ 5C.
Yeah. This is another, my own order, the one I submitted is 22nd day of May 2017.
The order is dated 21st day of July 2017.
Yeah, the order I have is dated 22nd day of May 2017.
But the one the Secretariat has shown you.
Yes. This one is dated 21st day of July.
Yes, that's the one I asked you to look at.
Yes. I have
Is that the one you read?
Yes, that's the one.
Yes, very well. That's the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I asked you, are you still telling this committee that the Attorney General made preparations to obtain this order and never informed you that he was going to apply for such an order?
With all honesty,
an additional order?
With all honesty, no. I was not informed.
You were not informed.
No,
and after the order was obtained, the Attorney General or anybody, perhaps maybe even anyone from the Ministry of Justice, nobody informed you about this order?
No one informed me.
Who informed you about the first order, the order of 22nd May 2017? You said you were made aware of that order.
Yes, I was made aware of the order, and we had a meeting over that one. That was the coordination meeting. That one I'm aware. This one, no one ever called me to tell me that it exists. I cannot remember. No one called me to say it exists. I know that we received the order of the 22nd, and it clearly stated that movable and immovable assets. And in respect of that, we have done our searches, we have done our visits, and listed whatever. And we have somebody who knows Banjul very well about the Ajam's properties, and we move on accordingly. That I know, certainly. But the subsequent order, with all honesty, I'm not aware of the subsequent order, nor was it brought to my attention. I am being honest with the truth.
Who is this person that knows Banjul very well?
Modu Musa.
Modu Musa. You know, Mr. Jallo, had you just taken a look at this order, you can see that it has the name of property, it has the serial number, which means it was in the registry that was in your custody at the Ministry of Justice. It also has the addresses and even street names, numbers, very specific. Why did you need somebody to show you that when you were the one that is the custodian of the deeds registry?
It tells you clearly that I have not interacted with the document. Otherwise, it should be easy to trace.
Very well. You've not interacted with the document.
Exactly.
Fine. As the Registrar General, instead of looking for somebody to show you around Banjul, then Banjul has probably one of the most organized deeds registry of properties, isn't it? The Registrar General has the deeds, BCC has the city lots records, So why didn't you just do a search? Why did you need Modu Musa to take you around Banjo? Why not run a search?
These were the last things we dealt with. Now, when the order was first issued, certainly you know that for the immovable properties, the chances that they will be taken away are almost zero. So our first move was not in respect of the immovable properties, but rather with those things that you can relocate from one place to another. And so, as I said in my first appearance, what I did in respect of that is to give instructions in the office to say that no transactions should be carried on the Janneh's properties in this office, and that was abided by. Then we move on with our search for the immovable assets, because that's where the urgency lied, to ensure that property would not, be taken away. So that's having our first move, and that move has taken us to the combos as well, as I said in my first appearance. And I want to be clear again on this point. This has been a while ago. I'm so, of course, naturally I will forget some of these things. Now, in our search for those properties, that is what led us to the combos, the SIFO, the Batokunkus, and many others that I may not be able to call right now on top of my head. So during that period, you have served notices at those places, so obviously you are highly likely to go back and then take inventory of those particular properties, for submission to the authorities at the Ministry of Justice. So there was no way I would not know that those properties exist, having visited them for the first time and served notices. This is a real challenge. I'm being honest, I never saw this second order. I am being honest. I never saw the second order. I never saw the second order.
Let's go back to the first order.
Yes, Counsel.
You saw the order, you've seen the annexures.
That's right, Counsel.
Very well. Before the Attorney General made an application to the High Court to obtain the first order, that is the order of 22nd May 2017, were you informed by the Attorney General that he had intentions to make such an application?
No, I wasn't.
Did you have meetings with the Attorney General?
I cannot remember.
Before he made such an application?
The application for the freezing order?
Yes.
No, I cannot remember having meetings with the Attorney General. You know, the way the ministry is structured, all such civil applications emanates from the Department of Civil Litigation and International Law. So if you are not a staff member of that department, you will not be aware of most of the things that are going on in that office. So applications like that will not be to my knowledge. However, on one occasion, I was with the Attorney General when he called me to sign an affidavit. That was in respect of the order to sell. Apart from that, I did not participate in anything. That was the only request or the only application in which I have played a role, and the Attorney General invited me to sign the affidavit to support the application to sell. But that apart, I will not be part of those processes. I will not be part of them. It's only staff members of that department who will participate in that. That is the way the ministry is structured. If you are within the criminal division, you are privy to what happens in the criminal division. Unless, if you have a file assigned to you as counsel within the Ministry of Justice to attend to have conduct of a particular case, you will not be involved in those processes. That is the structure at the Ministry of Justice Council.
So, Mr. Janneh, you are very certain that you did not have a meeting with the Attorney General. What about the Solicitor General? Before this application, the application for the order of 22nd May 2017 was made at the High Court, do you recall ever having a meeting with the Solicitor General at the time with regards to this application?
The application to freeze?
Yes, prior to application being made by the AG.
Let me give the unwelcome answer. I cannot remember. I cannot remember. I cannot remember, Council.
Do you remember being present at a meeting before the Attorney General applied for the freezing orders of 22nd May 2017? Do you remember being in a meeting with Augustus Prom discussing the issues that surround the application for the order of 22nd May 2017? Perhaps the meeting was with the Attorney General or the Solicitor General, or maybe both. A meeting that Augustus Prom was present.
I remember a meeting with Augustus Prom, but that was after the order was obtained. That is the meeting I can remember. There was a meeting, in fact, that was a meeting he said, that was a coordination meeting, if my memory can serve. That was the only time I had a meeting with Augustus Prom. And the only other time we interacted was when we were going around to serve the notices. So as far as I can tell, my interaction with Augustus Prom was in the operations when we are moving from one place to another, and the coordination meeting we were also together. And I think I mentioned that even during my last appearance, that in the coordination meeting, Augustus Prom was there. That was the association I had with Augustus Prom. The coordination meeting and our field operations. But if there was, maybe someone can remind me, but definitely I cannot remember being in a meeting with Augustus Prom and the Solicitor General or the Attorney General. No, I cannot remember.
So you're telling this committee that the only meeting that you can remember is a meeting, the coordination meeting that took place after the Attorney General obtained the orders.
Yeah, that is the one I can vividly remember, that one. There may be, but I cannot remember. But maybe if documents are produced, that will, refresh in my memory regarding those meetings. But with all honesty, I know we had a meeting with Augustus Prom's team, and subsequent to that, we have moved together to serve notices and have meetings with the stakeholders concerned. But to have a meeting with them within the Ministry of Justice, quite frankly, I cannot remember.
Mr. Jallo, generally, how do individuals, be it council, be it directors, and even the Registrar General or the different registrars at the High Court, at the Ministry of Justice, how do they become aware of orders the High Court makes or any other court in this country makes that is very specific to them? Generally, how should this be communicated to the said department or the said individual legal practitioner or state council, I'd say, at the ministry?
You mean how they should be aware of?
Yes, normally, what's the procedure there?
Well, if an application is made, I'm now answering based on my understanding of how it should work. If an application is made by for any reason, by the Attorney General, of course, it will come from the Attorney General. Perhaps the person to whom it applies would be notified by invitation to the office to say that we have obtained so and so, and as a result, you are supposed to do X, Y, and Z in this regard. And that is what obtained in the first order. Why it did not obtain in the second order, I will not be able to tell. But I know in the first order, perhaps they just assumed that, or forgot, maybe they forgot. But I know that for the first order, indeed, I was aware when we were invited to that coordination meeting, that I know. So obviously, you will be contacted by the person concerned to say that this is here for you to take action. But as I said, The Attorney General was a very busy person, and he might have inadvertently forgotten to communicate.
Mr. Jallo, take a look at paragraph 19 of your statement. I'll read out the relevant sentence. I maintained constant communication with the Minister of Justice and made effort to ensure that the assets of the former president were secure and accounted for in accordance with the law, although some of these correspondences cannot be traced. So if you had constant communications with the minister, with the AG, how come this was something that the both of you never discussed? This second order, how come you never discussed this?
The constant communications are the progressive reports I have been submitting to the ministry, that any step I take, I prepare a simple report, a short one, and submit. Those are the constant communications. And you can see trails of that during the process, because there was a file kept in the registry for that purpose. So whatever I do, any step I take, whatever small thing I do, I make sure I record it, and I will progressively report. And the idea of the progressive reporting was, at the end of it, what was supposed to happen is put those together, do a final report, attach, and submit. That was what was supposed to happen. So those are the constant communications I'm saying. There are instances when I'll go for an operation. It may not require writing as such, but just to come back and report and say, okay, I've been to this, but this is the situation. But in special circumstances, I will write and submit. And whatever comes to me regarding this exercise, I just forward. Yeah, cancel with all honesty.
All right, so you said that sometimes you write. Were there any instances where the Attorney General will write perhaps an email to you or a memo?
It may, but I cannot remember when he wrote to me to say, go and do this. No, I cannot remember. I know during these operations, there was a day he called me and said they have reports of, assets, in the combos. I went there, I came back, and I just reported. That was just verbal to say, no, we did not find. There may be an email, there may be a memo, which I cannot remember, but definitely, as far as I know, I have been the one sending correspondences. Anytime I go out, I do a report, I submit. If something also comes to me, even if it's not me who authored it, I will forward to the ministry. That is how I have been working for the time that I had custody and control. Yeah, but I cannot remember Attorney General writing to me a memo to say go and do X. It may exist. It may exist. Let me not say no. It may exist, but I'm not able to remember.
Mr. Jallo, you had just mentioned a file that was kept. Did you mean a file that was kept by the minister himself, or that
no, at the Central
Records Office? Okay. You said there was a specific file that was kept for all of these transactions.
Yeah.
Do you perhaps remember the name of this file?
Maybe it may be labeled as Janneh assets also, because usually for every project there will be a specific file, and in that file is where those correspondences relating to that particular project will be directed. So there was this file at the central registry, so that is where so all these correspondences have been going in. So that's as far as I know. And I know I have been reporting consistently. Whatever I do, I report. And whatever comes to me, I forward.
Very well. So let's go back to MOJ 5A. Let's go back to MOJ 5A. Okay. Now, take a look at the annexures. There are about more than 100 landed properties listed there.
Okay.
Should be annexure 1, I believe.
Yeah.
Just take a look.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Sorry, is it annexure, perhaps annexure 3?
Let me
Just flip through. It's the annexures are quite long.
I think it's annexure 2.
Okay,
Yeah,
annexure 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a look. You can keep turning until you get to the end of annexure 2.
That's right. Yes, Council.
Yes. How many properties are listed there?
I am seeing 107 properties.
107, and then the Attorney General applied for a second order and got 49, so 107, so more than 150 in total. Well, let's stick to the 107.
Okay.
Why is it that when you and your team were visiting properties, you just visited 36 properties when you had access to this list of 107 properties?
Council, I was operating a one-man army.
You stated that you had a team helping you.
That team, let me tell you what happened.
Please do.
When we started our operations, we had the paramilitary officers accompanying us for the first phase of our exercise. In the second phase of the exercise, virtually everybody dropped. Virtually everybody dropped. The exercise we are doing is not something for which we were paid. And most of the people who were part of that team would expect that at the end of the exercise they will be paid. And this was not the case. So I could not maintain the people because I would not be able to, there was no motivation. So I was moving with virtually 2 people, myself, Modu Musa, and of course, in most cases, the only person that will be accompanying us would be the boy from the SIS, who was just there, quiet, and taking whatever he's supposed to take. So it was a tedious exercise. So for 2-3 people to be able to do all this, it's an impossibility. You are limited. So you have to strategize where you can. And since the commission is also doing the same thing, we will defer to the commission naturally.
But Mr.
I don't have the means.
Mr. Jala, you were supposed to secure all of these assets. And this order preceded the commission's establishment.
Yes, but
for almost 2 months, you were supposed to secure all of these assets. As a receiver, that's the first thing you were supposed to do. Before you do anything else,
yes,
secure the assets,
yes,
take inventory,
yes,
and then you can do whatever else it is. Perhaps eventually concede to the commission. So weren't you supposed to act fast? And maybe where you did not have enough human resource to help you out, why didn't you bring this to the attention of the Attorney General?
Council, act fast will be in respect of those things that you can move from one place to another. You see, this is something which needed a careful approach. You are talking about assets that you can move from one place to another. And an asset that is stationed at one place, a property, for example, landed property. So as a receiver who is trying to ensure that at least property is not taken away, my approach would be look for those things that someone can move. And that has been our first phase of the operations. And I made it very clear to this commission that the first phase of our operations was to serve the notices. That alone requires time. And we have done that substantially to ensure that we reach all the stakeholders or all the persons affected by the order of the court. Subsequently, we now resorted to following those assets that we think could be moved from one place to another. After that now, you are now supposed to go into operations again to trace those properties, the landed properties. You are limited in terms of resources. The most you could do is to bring to the attention of the Attorney General. And even those assets, it was a challenge. It was a real challenge. You are talking about me and two people. All the others dropped along the way. So it's quite a lot to cover for someone who is, under-resourced. Even a vehicle, it's my own vehicle I was using. Even to ask for fuel sometimes, I feel shy, because if you ask for fuel today, the next day again you feel, oh, maybe someone will think that you are just trying to ask for fuel, but you don't have any reasons to ask for the fuel. So for most times, I was on my own, doing my thing, supported by these people only. So you can imagine, under normal circumstances, as a receiver of this magnitude, I was supposed to have a small secretariat and have some staff attached to me who will help me execute these functions. This is the constraint I faced at the time. Council, with all honesty, I was limited. And that is the reason why we just deferred to the commission when we got to the landed properties. And we took Mr. Balde around for those that we have, listed in Banjul and elsewhere, and we stepped aside.
Well, Mr. Jalo, so you were not communicating all your challenges to the Attorney General. Is that it?
Of course, the Attorney General knows my challenges.
So why didn't you follow up so that you can get the adequate support that you needed?
Council, you can only forward and you can only express concern. You can only express concern. Sometimes you will say this thing, but maybe because there are other things the Attorney General has, he will not give you attention that you deserve to be able to do these things. If you look at the volume of work in this, it's not light for someone operating, virtually alone. And who else will you bring in there? Because people will expect that if they are into this thing, they will be paid. But for me, it was a call to national service, and I did what I could under the circumstances.
So essentially, Mr. Jala, you're telling this committee that the Attorney General did not give this work the attention it deserved.
Well, my team was not given the attention I deserve. With all honesty, I think I was really not given the attention I deserve. If I am given work of this magnitude, Council, and any other person given work of this magnitude, you will capacitize that individual. You will provide the person with the wherewithal to be able to function effectively. This requires, coordination, proper coordination. It requires a small secretariat. It requires some staff. It requires some logistics. Those logistics were not provided. I don't even have a dedicated car to do these things. As I said, I was using my own small vehicle to go to all these places. Wherever I visited, it was my small vehicle that I used. I don't have the means to do all this. This is quite enormous. Anyone will agree with me that this is quite enormous for someone like me to cover. So at the end of the day, my view is that maybe because they anticipate the establishment of a commission of inquiry that will also be doing the same thing and with a wider mandate, maybe, no, let's just keep it there on a caretaker basis until a commission is established. But that was my situation.
So now, Mr. Jala, now that you said maybe the AG was foreseeing the commission being established, so are you still saying that prior to the applications there was no meeting where you were present? Perhaps maybe at that meeting the AG and maybe even the SG at the time discussed with the rest of the team that was present at this meeting what would be done after the order is obtained and eventually a commission coming up. Maybe perhaps issues of resources on how to secure these assets was discussed in this meeting?
You mean before the establishment of the commission of inquiry?
Not before, even before. I'm talking about maybe a meeting being held at the Attorney General's chambers before even the order of 22nd May.
No, I cannot remember, Council. I was only notified that Attorney General has obtained an order, a seizure order, but I'm not aware of those meetings. We are not involved in those things. We are not involved. And I'm not sure also a staff member of my department was involved. I cannot remember, because otherwise I would know that a staff member of my department was called to a meeting of that nature. No, most of those things, Council, I'm sure you know the Ministry of Justice, are limited within the Civil Litigation and International Law Department. They are the ones in charge of those things. So maybe if they obtain something, they will tell you. But a meeting in preparation for a seizure order, I cannot remember. It may be, but I cannot remember.
Council, I cannot say I know the Ministry of Justice.
Pardon?
I cannot, you said you know the Ministry of Justice. I said
you
I cannot say I know the Ministry of Justice.
You know.
The internal challenges, I cannot say that.
No, not the challenges, but the structure of the Ministry of Justice. The operational structure of the Ministry of Justice.
I cannot attest to that.
Well, for your information, we have a Department of Civil Litigation and International Law, and they deal with processes of this nature.
Very well. So, Mr. Jallo.
Yes, please, Council.
You seem to have your memory joggled.
Indeed, Council.
And even yesterday, your memory was also joggled by Louis Prom, our witness.
Yes, indeed. He made me remember some things, yeah.
He made you remember some things.
Indeed.
And ordinarily, if Louis Prom did not testify, you would never remember those things.
Especially the coordination meeting.
Yes.
I will not remember.
Very well.
Indeed.
Louis Prom also mentioned a meeting.
Okay.
That took place at the Ministry of Justice, and he was present there.
Okay.
Different from a meeting, from the coordination meeting.
Okay.
And he's told you initially, we asked you when you mentioned the coordination meeting, and he said you remember, and that you will take Louis Prom's words. If he says there was a coordination meeting and was chaired by the former SG, then that is true. Then we can say that Louis Prom is also correct if he says that there was a meeting at the Ministry of Justice before the order was sourced for by the Attorney General. Would you agree with Louis Prom?
I heard him say that, but no, I was not part of that meeting. I was not there. Because Louis Prom is an outsider, not a staff of the Ministry of Justice. So maybe they invited him, because I don't know what the subject was, maybe they invited him to seek his consent as to his designation as a receiver. I'm sure he too has forgotten that. That one I was not there. That meeting I was not there. For me, the order was obtained, and once it was obtained, that was when it came to my knowledge. But the activities prior to obtaining that court order, I was not involved. That was all handled by the Civil Litigation Department. I wouldn't be involved. Then naturally, I wouldn't be involved in those things. I really cannot remember being in that meeting with Louis Prom. Quite frankly, I'm being honest.
Honorable Chair, I want to refer the witness to the part of Louis Prom's testimony that stated that there was a meeting before the Attorney General source for the order of and the IT team has a part of that testimony ready, and with your permit, I request the play clip for the screens that are already available here.
Very well, request granted.
All right. Technical, kindly play the video for the witness, please.
I'd like to make reference to that. Okay, please do. Whatever the meeting with the Attorney General, and the Attorney General said that. Yes, it was before the order. Okay, we have no parts. I will not say units, but I guess you can call it units. We have 2 new parts, getting the dates. But we didn't scan all of it, so we're looking for it. But it was before the order. Okay, so who are you referring to here? David the referring myself. Okay, my parliamentary partner, the other partner as well, the family business. Alright, so who else was present at this meeting apart from members of the firm? I was there, the family partner was there. I mean, apart from the staff of other Augustus from, because the meeting will take place at the Attorney General's Store here and the agency. Yes, the Attorney General with other officials no. The Attorney General was not there. It was the former of the Chairman Moreno. We had to chair the meeting. We were there. We were also senior police officers, not the IGP, but the senior based on the uniforms, white and medals. I believe Mr. General was there. Dealer from a direct education was there. So we have a task force. And there was the following the chair of the meeting. When we went to the detail. Yes, but you mentioned Registrar General. Can you please state the name of the Registrar General at the time? Well, thank you very much. So can you just...
Yes, Honorable Chair, this is the clip that we wanted the witness to listen to. So, Mr. Jala, now you can see you are not able to remember. Has Mr. Louis Prom joggled your memory now?
No. I have answered this already.
No. Wait.
Let me finish.
All right.
This is the coordination meeting.
No.
No, it's the coordination meeting.
You can clearly hear it said before the order.
No, this is the coordination meeting.
Can the technical team replay the clip?
It's the coordination meeting. Where the security are present and all water. It's the coordination meeting cancelled. I followed this testimony.
Okay.
Technical, kindly replay the clip.
It's the coordination meeting.
We have 2 more parts, we were checking the dates. But we didn't scan all of it, so we're looking for it. But it was before the court order. Okay, so when who are you referring to here?
It was before the court order.
Okay, my parliamentary partner, we have a partner as well.
Let me explain, Council. You see the meeting we had with Augustus Prom, the only meeting in which I had met with Augustus Prom was after the court order. And when he explained, he said the security were present. Correct, the security were there because they were invited so that they will assist us in our operations. And he said the other stakeholders were present. He said the receivership, I heard it very, and he said to you said who? And he said the receivership. And that was true, the receivership were there. And that is why I insisted my answer to the previous question regarding the attendance of the receivership remains there. The receivership, all of us were there. That I can remember. This meeting, maybe he did not avert his mind to what went on. This was the coordination meeting. That was the only time I had a meeting with Augustus Prom. Myself, I was never invited to say that we are seeking a court order and that this and this and this is expected to happen regarding your office. And nobody ever called me to that kind of a meeting. The meeting that he is referring, this is the coordination meeting. This is not a meeting before the order was sought. This was the coordination meeting. And if other members who were present can hear us, they will tell you it's true. It was the coordination meeting. I think he made a mistake. We have to agree to that. He made a mistake. It was the coordination meeting. That was where I was with him, and the security were there. Obviously, the security will not be invited to a meeting prior to obtaining the court order. Security will only be invited because there is an order to execute. So let's just, analyze it that way. You will get to see the point. I think Louis really made a mistake in that regard. It was not before the court order. It was after the court order was obtained and we were invited for the execution of that order. That was when this meeting was convened. It was after the order. Yes, please. Maybe others will also come here to testify. They will tell you, this was the coordination meeting. This was not before the order. And that was the first time I met this Augustus Prom.
Mr. Jalo,
Yes, Council.
Mr. Prom was very clear yesterday. He said he attended 2 meetings at the Ministry of Justice. One before the AG obtained the orders from the High Court, the orders of 22nd May, and the other one, which you call the coordination meeting, which is after the orders were obtained. And Mr. Prom clearly stated that you attended both meetings.
No.
This clip that was played is referring to the first meeting.
No, he made a mistake. He made a mistake.
Mr. Jalo.
He made a mistake. That was a coordination meeting. The only time I interacted with Augustus Prom was during the coordination meeting when we are called as receivers. That was the only time at the ministry we interacted. And so after that, there was no point when I had a meeting with Augustus Prom in the Ministry of Justice. It never occurred.
You are so certain.
Yeah, no, that's true. That is true.
Very certain.
Yes, that's
But somehow you cannot remember writing correspondences for, especially, no, to the commission, to the CDS, you did not remember all of that. But somehow you clearly remember that there was no meeting before the Attorney General obtained these orders. You know, you make it very hard for me, and I'm sure even for the committee, to know how to navigate what you're saying, because at one point you don't remember, at another point you're extremely certain. This meeting, Mr. Prom, or even the coordination meeting you're referring to, precedes the letters you wrote, but somehow you remember the things that happened way, way earlier, but the things that happened later in time, you cannot remember that. Mr. Jalo, Mr. Prom is very clear here when he stated that there was a meeting before the Attorney General applied for these orders and that you were there. And the reason why this meeting was, why they were invited for this meeting is to be made aware of the intentions of the Attorney General, to put them and also perhaps you as well on notice that the Attorney General is going to obtain these orders and Augustus Prom will be the receiver for the companies and the Registrar General will be the receiver for the movable and immovable assets. So now that you're saying this meeting never took place, can you really rely on what you're telling?
Indeed. I'm not saying a meeting never took place. I didn't say that. What I said is I did not take part. I cannot remember taking part in that meeting. The Attorney General need not call me for his intentions to apply to the court for an order, for a seizure order. He need not call me. He can just go ahead. What I know that Augustus Prom was trying to explain is that they were invited. In anticipation that they were to be designated as receivers, they were invited to discuss the terms. That is what I understand. But this one is mentioning is specific to the coordination meeting. And that is the only time, that was in fact the first time I met Augustus Prom. And subsequent to that, we went together into the field. But for the meeting that you are making reference to, no, I cannot remember. Being called to discuss preparations ahead of obtaining a court order, I honestly cannot remember. I'm being very, very honest. And I think, I'm not saying that he's not straight with what he was saying, but, he too might have forgotten that that particular meeting he's making reference to, I wasn't present. Council, unless if someone can remind me, I am not present in that meeting.
Isn't Louis Prom reminding you?
No, I wasn't present.
This clip is not reminding you?
No.
So what else do you need as a reminder?
What this clip reminds me is the coordination meeting. And that was the only time I interacted with him.
We will also play the other clip. Mr. Prom spoke about 2 meetings. One,
yes.
This clip that we played. Let me complete my sentences. One, this meeting he is referring to is the meeting that preceded the application to the High Court.
That's right.
There's another meeting he is going to he referred to, and that is the coordination meeting.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
This clip that you watched is referring to the meeting that preceded the application at the High Court.
Okay.
So are you saying that you were not present at this meeting?
I'm present at the coordination meeting.
Were you present at this meeting?
No, at the coordination meeting I was present. And I heard him say that I was present at the coordination meeting with other stakeholders. If there is evidence, I will agree, but I really cannot remember being part of a meeting prior to obtaining the court order. And the AG would not contact me, naturally would not contact me for that. He wouldn't. The AG would not contact me for that. I will only be giving instructions to proceed, but he will not contact me for that. Not really.
Well, let's go back to the coordination meeting. When you were giving a statement this morning, you informed this committee that at the coordination meeting, when the different stakeholders were present, you stated that the Honorable Sheriff at the time was the one that represented the Sheriff Division at this first coordination meeting.
Yes.
And you said eventually the Sheriff nominated Modu Musa Sise.
That's correct.
But this is not what you said the last time.
Yeah, that's why I corrected it, because no sooner I left here, he called me to say, you have forgotten, it was the Sheriff that attended the meeting, and subsequently he nominated me to join. And I think the Sheriff himself has made that clarification during his last testimony.
Mr. Jallo, I will have you know that the Sheriff did not actually make this clarification.
Okay.
The Sheriff has informed this committee that he was never aware of a task force.
Okay.
He did not even know there was a task force. He learned about the task force later on through Mr. Modu Musa Sise, and that he had never attended any meeting at the Ministry of Justice with regards to a task force relating to the assets of the former president.
Maybe he was under pressure, he has also forgotten, but that was the case. So how did
Mr. Jallo, when you say you're under pressure, you've been saying he's under pressure and you've been letting it go. Please, we're not pressuring any of the witnesses here. Let the record set straight.
Clear.
Yes. If you are nervous, that is on you. The committee is not putting anybody on.
No, I'm good. I'm fine.
Very well. Now, so you cannot also say that the Honorable Justice TABALLY was put under pressure when he came here.
No, I'm not saying he was put under pressure.
You said he was under pressure.
I said maybe he was under pressure.
Yes, I can tell you he was not under pressure. Because we don't pressure our witnesses.
Thank you.
All right. So very well. The Honorable Justice TABALLY informed this committee that there was no point in time, right? After this order was obtained from the High Court, he knew about it because he was the Sheriff and prepared notification letters to all servants and all individuals that had any hand or whatever, or any control when it came to the assets of the former president. But he never took part in any meeting at the Ministry of Justice. He never attended any meeting at the Ministry of Justice. And the only meeting he attended at the Ministry of Justice with regards to the assets of the former president took place this year when he met with the current Attorney General. So now if you say that Justice TABALLY was at this meeting, it's very, it brings about confusion.
Okay, let me clarify.
Because initially you had informed this committee that Modu Musa represented the Sheriff. The Honorable Justice TABALLY also said he was not aware that even Modu Musa went to this meeting. Eventually he learned that there was a task force and Modu Musa was on the task force, but he was never asked to nominate anybody and he did not receive invitation to this meeting and never attended a meeting. Right? Okay. And now all of a sudden today you come and say that no, the former Sheriff was in fact present at this meeting. So which one are we supposed to take? Are we supposed to take your earlier statement? Are we supposed to take the statement you were making here today now?
Let me clarify.
Yes.
Let's begin with Modu Musa's presence. Modu Musa could not have been part of a task force without being given instructions by his office. He could only be part of a task force if given instructions, because he cannot just import himself within a task force. That is number one. Number two, the Sheriff Division's involvement was because we have to leverage their expertise. When the notices were to be served, it was not the Sheriff Division's sole motto that went ahead to serve the notices, no. It was because of their involvement with us. We were the ones that invited them as part of the coordination meeting, and that was what brought them to be part of the task force. And so the template for serving the notices was obtained from the office of the Sheriff. And when we obtained it, the letters were prepared and signed by me, and then the notices were issued. That was how the Sheriff Division was brought into this. So it was Modu Musa that was in the task force moving with us from one place to another. But the decision for Modu Musa to be in the task force came from the Sheriff Division's office, not Modu Musa by himself joining a task force. We use them because we know that they have the expertise in terms of execution of court judgments. I was doing it for the first time. And that is why the Sheriff Division was brought on board. And so we used their template, and I signed those letters. It was not the Sheriff who signed the letters. It was I who signed the letters, not the Sheriff. And perhaps, maybe...
Mr. Jalo.
Yes, please.
Did you send an invitation to the Honorable Sheriff at the time for that meeting, the coordination meeting?
Whether I sent an invitation?
You had informed us the last time that you were here that you made phone calls and got these different stakeholders, invited them and secured their attendance to this coordination meeting.
Yes.
The Honorable Sheriff said he never received a phone call, he never received a letter, never received any information about that meeting. And you mentioned here that you were very clear and very certain. I remember insisting a lot on the stakeholders that were invited to this meeting, and I even made you give us the names of every stakeholder or every representative for all of these stakeholders, and you were very clear that Modu Musa was at this coordination meeting. So now, why are you saying that Modu Musa was not at this meeting? Is it because Modu Musa called you to tell you I was not at that meeting?
That is what I said.
Okay, so you were taking the words of Modu Musa over the words of the Honorable Justice TABALLY?
Yeah, that would be the case because...
why are you taking the words of Modu Musa over the words of the Honorable Justice?
Modu Musa is a bailiff. Ordinarily, when a call is of that nature is made, ordinarily, it's the head of the office that will come. And I think, if my memory served well, if I had Augustus Prong very well, Louis, who appeared yesterday, I think he too has mentioned that it was Honorable Sheriff that attended, unless if I don't hear him well.
Mr. Jaro, you've also mentioned that, so let's conclude before I move on. You're saying that because Modu Musa is a bailiff, you're taking his words over the words of the Honorable Justice TABALLY.
Yeah, in terms of attending such a meeting, definitely it will be...
You're believing Modu Musa's
yeah, it should be
perhaps,
the Sheriff.
Perhaps if Honorable Justice TABALLY also called you before you come testify today, you would have also said that indeed he was not the one that attended the meeting. Since you're relying on phone calls and testimonies to juggle your memory and make you ascertain all of these things. So maybe if the Honorable Justice TABALLY had called you as well, you would have said that he was not in fact at this meeting.
You know, Counsel, if someone insists on an answer, this is a difficult task. I told you that these things have been a while. And
Mr. Jalo, just answer the question.
That
you're saying, you said Modu Musa called you after you testified to tell you, I was not at that meeting, it's the sheriff that was at the meeting.
Yes.
So, and now you've come to change your statements that you made last week.
Yes.
I am now saying, perhaps if the Honorable Justice TABALLY called you as well after your testimony, or maybe even in the morning today, you will have also said something different.
I will be confused indeed.
Okay.
I will be confused indeed.
All right. Mr. Jalo, when was the last time you spoke to the Honorable Justice TABALLY?
That was before my coming to this office, to this panel.
So you spoke to Honorable Justice TABALLY?
Yeah, because...
And you saw him in person when you were having this conversation?
When I wanted to obtain the orders of the court, I don't have them. So it was he that I contacted and he provided them.
Why did you contact him?
Because I needed to have the orders of the court.
Why didn't you contact the High Court? Why didn't you just go to the High Court and request from the registrar?
I know, but I know he has them. So I asked him and he said he has them, so I just collected them from him.
How sure were you that he had them before you called him? Why didn't you call the current sheriff?
I wouldn't know, but he works with the judiciary and
But he's
so-
not the sheriff now.
And I know
he's
that
the judge
he-
of the High Court.
Yeah, but I also know that he was coming here and that he may have, obtained those orders.
So we can say you were communicating to get your testimonies in order.
Not at all. Not at all. No. In fact,
I'm very concerned that you both received summons and now you decided to meet, discuss, compare documents and then submit.
No. In fact, interestingly,
Because your documents are very similar, I'll have you know that.
my document and that of those documents I obtained from the sheriff. Those two, the order and the order to sell and the freezing order.
Obtained from Justice TABALLY, not the sheriff.
Yeah, Justice TABALLY, sorry, yeah.
Okay. So you compared documents, the two of you.
No. I only obtained those documents from him.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you
only
discussed the fact that the National Assembly has written, the National Assembly Special Select Committee has issued notices to the both of you. So you had meetings to discuss the documents to be submitted.
No.
Did you discuss what you were going to tell the committee as well?
No.
Are you sure?
No, we didn't discuss. In fact, interestingly, Justice TABALLY didn't tell me he was coming to testify here.
But you told him you were coming to testify.
No, I didn't tell him to.
Are you sure?
No.
Really?
That I'm coming here today.
Yeah. Not today. That you had received
Yes, I told him I received an invitation to produce.
Well, and did he tell you he also received an invitation?
Yes, he told me he received an invitation, but that the day he was coming here, he wouldn't tell me.
No, I'm not talking about the specific date.
Yes.
You don't have to communicate, but you did communicate that you both received.
The orders, yes.
You both received summons.
Yes, I received summons to produce and summons to appear.
Yes, and he received the same.
So I think he was also invited to make a statement, but my own
Mr. Jalo,
was summons
my
to produce.
point is you
Yes.
both received summons and you both discussed it.
No, we didn't discuss anything.
But you did tell him that you received.
Of course, I told him I'll be appearing.
Where did you have this meeting?
No, we only met at the court at KMC when he was coming to Banjul, and I collected it from him. He was having it in his car. That is it.
You know, my issue
That was prior to my submission of those documents. No, and I can understand.
Mr. Jalo, why is it that you needed a copy of? Because today, if I need a copy of an order delivered by the High Court, ordinarily I will go to the registrar of the High Court. If it's an ongoing matter, I'll just go to the court itself that delivered the order. If it's, let me complete my sentences.
Yeah.
If it's a case that has been concluded, I would go to the registrar of the High Court to provide me a copy. If it's something that the sheriff has, I'll go to the sheriff. My issue here is, why contact Justice TABALLY? I'm not the sheriff or the registrar of the High Court.
Since I knew he was coming here, and I knew that
So
he was
you're
producing
saying
those,
that
so obviously
before-
we'll have them.
All right, so now you're saying that before you received your own summons
Yes.
from the committee,
Yes.
you also Justice TABALLY received his own summons, and you were made aware that he is coming here before you.
I have contacted him to say that I have
Mr.
a
Jalo,
son.
answer the question.
Yes.
Before you received your summons,
Yes.
you were aware that
Yes.
Justice TABALLY had received a summons from the committee.
Indeed, I know that.
Okay,
Yes.
and that is why you contacted him.
Yes, that's why.
Again, my question is, why didn't you go to the registrar of the High Court?
For convenience of time, if you can get it from anyone, you collect it from that person. You don't have to go to the court to ask for that. If someone else can provide it for you, why would you have to go to the court? If you can have it from someone else. Yeah, counsel. I mean, that shouldn't be an issue. If I can get it from X, why would I go to Y? Just because, Y may not be the, X is not a designated, person. So obviously, counsel, we can relate as counsel,
Honorable Chair, I believe this is a convenient point to go on break.
Yes. At this point, we can take long break and come back around 3 o'clock.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned till 3 o'clock.